Hey, what's going on, y'all? Zach here with Grimes Garage. It's the summertime and we're about 40 days away from our event in October. So it's time to get a project going. So I'm gonna walk you guys through some of my projects I have on deck. I want this project to be done by the event, and I'm probably gonna be leading the moderate group of trucks. So I'm probably, while we have an easy group that stock rigs can join us, uh, I'm probably looking for like 33s and a 2 to 4 inch lift or something like that to make my group go easily. So anyways, with that all in mind, let's go through some of our projects. I'm gonna walk you guys through some of my projects I have on deck. This thing is pretty much bone stock. 345 is supposed to be rebuilt. Transmission is supposed to be bad, and it's drum brakes all the way around, but it is power drum, power steering. So this is a pretty good truck, and it probably deserves like a good fix up. It does need floors, but I think I'd like to do this truck rather nice. So I don't really think that it's the one, but it does have pretty much everything there. Option 2 would be this 1980 Traveler. It was a diesel. The diesel blew up like almost all of them do, and the transmission is still in there, but once again, it's not in terrible shape. So I don't know. It's probably not a bad option, especially with it having a 4-speed and Dana 44s underneath it. It's probably not the worst option in the world. Would probably just throw a running 392 that I have in it. But I can't. So far, I've not been able to get either of the doors open. So it might take me a half a day to get the doors open. Option 3, got this 76, I believe it is. That is all body lift, so it's got some body problems. It's got an engine transmission, but I don't really know. It is pretty rough. I've never seen a door look quite that bad, so I don't know. For some reason, this truck just does not get me too motivated. So got a Terra here. This truck here, it's kind of the problem that I'm running into with the Terra and with this Traveler, is that the quarters need a lot of work. And like I said, I want this truck to be like done for the event. So a lot of sheet metal work to do on both of those trucks, and I don't think I've got time. This guy here is borderline parts rig, so I don't think that's gonna happen. This truck, once again, probably same as the 74, like probably just too good to not give it full attention. Too big. So here's the one I'm thinking. This one here, I've got a good title for. It's got like a decent patina, and the quarters are not just completely like dented up and shot. There's a couple little dents or whatever, but I don't think this truck is bad enough to where you need to like throw a full restoration at it yet. If you think of the body as like a serviceable component, I think this body still has some life left in it before it needs gone through. So this is the one I'm thinking. It is a complete mechanical nightmare, but that's okay, because that stuff goes a lot quicker than body work, in my opinion. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna think on it for like another 3 minutes and really weigh out the pros and cons, and then I'm gonna hook a chain up to something and drag it out. I just really want to put this truck together how it is and just get it back on the trails and on the road. I think it's got the most amount of mechanical work, but the least amount of body work of any of them. So that's how we're rolling. But it's going to be a big challenge. So right off the bat, we can see we are missing a lift gate, but the fenders and the grill are inside there. So we have some of the parts. This quarter panel, we've got a little bit of trouble down there in the lower end cap, but the quarter is really not too bad. It's had a little bit of fixing in the wheel well, but that's pretty common. So I'll have to think on whether or not I want to do fender flares or just let it ride. Door wise, this door's pretty good. See, it does not open. Okay. Well, it doesn't open. All right. This rocker could use some work, but like lower quarter, I'm probably not going to touch that really. I don't think I can do anything that's going to make that look better than it does right now for what we're doing. Rolling around to this side. This quarter, similar, does have a little bit of rust down there, and I don't know, might have to patch that up. We'll see. If I did, then I would probably end up going like rhino liner from the trim down all the way, like a green rhino liner. Try and keep the dull finish. We don't have anything up here, and I did notice when I brought it home we had like homemade shackle mounts. So I'm thinking, I've never done them before, but I'm thinking I may go with a IH Parts America reverse shackle on this thing. Shouldn't take too long. All right, doors open. Interior's pretty well shot. It's full of tumbleweed type things, and that rocker is pretty ugly. So let's dig everything out of it and see just how bad off we are. Probably one of the cooler things I've found in a while. There is a service sticker. So that sticker is probably 40 some years old. Pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen one. And then deep in the depths of the rat turds is this old dealer sticker. So, Triplanes International out of Pampa, Texas. I'll have to look and see if I have any matchbooks from this place. So, this definitely has to go back on the truck at some point. Well, here's where we kind of ended up. So, got some stuff taken off of it. Got the inside pretty well cleaned out. We've got a little rust, like rockers are going to need replaced. Going to need to do patches on the floor pan. Not going to do a whole floor pan. A lot of work. Doesn't need it. Cab mounts. Probably will replace the whole cab mount. Because I think it's easier to do the whole cab mount than to patch the cab mount. Just my opinion. Other side, maybe a little worse, but still, like, just gonna do a patch on the floor and probably the whole cab mount, wedges, and then unfortunately probably gonna replace this whole floor back here. Terrace and Travelers have this little extension here, so I'm just gonna do the actual Scout floor and leave the extension. Okay, that's where we are at. All right, we got some new developments on the Patina Green Scout. I had a friend drop off this engine and this frame. We're doing a little trading on it. So it does run. He hasn't had a chance to keep it running, but it's not really been hooked up to anything. So we'll see what happens. It's a 345. It does have a 4-speed behind it. So that's got me to wondering, should I just put a 4-speed in that Scout and be done with it? I don't know. I like automatics. We'll see what happens. All right, y'all, a little behind the scenes. I picked up this body cart here locally, and I'm going to use it to set up a jig so I can redo bodies a little quicker. But for right now, it needs some like paint and stuff on it and make it a little more weatherproof, because I probably will have to roll it outside when I'm not using it. So anyways, tonight we're sanding and hopefully painting.
Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night? Yeah, make all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough.
Okay, well, here's where we ended up on this body cart. So ended up adding some gussets to these little mounting points they had. I replaced all the wheels, painted it, and basically got it set up to go with the Terra Traveler body. So I'm getting ready to lift the body off and set it down. And I've already test fit it with this body, so I know it's gonna fit. It's gonna be perfect. Okay, well, here's where we ended up. It is on this body cart. It's pretty close. I think this body cart's gonna be a real help to me. So, floor-wise, it's really not that bad. Let me show you what I've got planned. Passenger, driver's side are gonna get these half patches, and I know this looks a little rougher than it actually is. It's really just a lot of pitting on top. That's going to clean up pretty decent. And there's really just, I mean, the amount of work between putting that in and taking all this out for some surface sort of deeper rust is not worth it on this truck. Now, I got to do rockers. I can't stand having bad rockers because, you know, you're catching your pant leg on them or whatnot. So I will do new rockers, at least from dog leg to dog leg and up to A-pillar probably. So I got to do that. But these floors, the supports underneath are really good. So I'm not going to mess with taking it all out. Not that I'm being lazy or anything like that. It's just not, it's not time for this body to get that done to it. Rear floor, it's time. Okay. You can order, I think, 2 or 3 different types of floors. What's different about the Traveler Terra is it has this extension piece in here. So like a regular Scout 2 floor here, extension piece. So they also make a half floor that goes right about there, but I've done them before and I don't really like the way they fit exactly. Plus the ribs don't match up. So I really think I've got to replace the whole rear floor. That's all rusted through. It's rusted through here, rusted through up there, and it stops being like super rusty right in here. But problem is, like I said, the ribs don't match. I think there's 9 ribs here, something like that. 10 ribs. Yeah, 10 ribs. I think the other ones only have like 7 ribs, so they won't match up. So I think a whole new floor is going to get put in the back, which takes a lot of time. But other than that, super happy. A lot of these start to rust out right here anymore. I'm seeing that. The more part Scouts and other Scouts that I bring home, that one's not rusty. Something happened here that kind of straightened it out, but it's okay. Not too bad. This extension piece is in really good shape overall. So I'm not too, I mean, that looks great. It looks great all the way up into there. So we'll just take out this floor. We'll do the half patches here and new cab mounts and new wedges. And I think like those half patches, we can probably weld into the kick panel area. The kick panel area is not too rusty. So really, really happy with this body. And then there's our frame. So the frame has been modified right here. I'm not sure what happened. Sometimes these will tear away from the frame, so I'm assuming that both of them tore away from the frame, or one of them tore away from the frame, and they welded in some, it's like 1/4 inch, maybe 3/16 angle. And I mean, you know, this thing was probably a mud truck or something of the sort, so it's not that terrible. Whatever. I've seen way worse fixes on old trucks. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do to get rid of this and clean it up. Okay, what we've got here is the IH Parts America Crawler Proven Technology Scout 2 Reverse Shackle Kit. Now this kit has, it's got instructions, it's got spring hangers, it's got a sway bar to go in between those spring hangers. We got new bushings, we got a weld-in bushing we have to weld into the frame to hold these shackles. So the great thing about this kit, we've got a pilot drill bit, we've got a hole saw for this bushing to go into your frame, we've got directions and new hardware. So everything's here. I'm excited to put this thing on. Okay, well, we've got this all cleaned up. We're ready to weld these front fangs in. Directions just basically say that you need to get this, flush. This is going to need to be flush with the front of the frame, and then this needs to be hanging over 1/4 of an inch. So I just tacked a little 1/4 inch spacer in there, tacked this up in there, and we're just going to slide that into place and tack it, and then I'm going to use my angle finder to check to make sure that things are pretty square, and then we'll come back, make sure that that slides in. All right, everything's tacked together. Our sway bar tube goes in. So we are gonna burn this thing in for good. Okay, finally done with this frame. So we've got our reverse shackle spring hangers. I put a power steering box stiffener on the frame there. Here is our shackle hangers at the back, and a lot more, honestly. So I'm ready to wire brush this thing. Unfortunately, it's gotten a little late on me, so I'm gonna be doing it in the shop. Then we're gonna paint it, throw down some black. Okay, so the last scene that you just saw is me painting the frame. That's this frame right here. I did throw some axles underneath it just to get it to roll around, trying to get it ready for our event. Well, that didn't happen. But I'm gonna show you where this project's going in our next episode, part 2. And I hope you guys like part 1. If you have any comments, suggestions, or what do you wanna see on a build of a Scout, then let me know, and we'll do that. So, buckle up, because things are about to go 180. Thanks for watching.